Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Amber, and this is my sacred ministry. Today is May 14th. It is a Thursday. Thursdays are ruled by Jupiter. So, Jupiter is currently 20 degrees of Cancer in the final minutes before he moves to 21 degrees, which is a completion point we spoke about earlier in the week. Today also is the exact Mercury cazimi with the sun at 23 degrees. Today is also a 2-day numerologically, which is representing the High Priestess. Key themes: protect your energy, hence the shirt. I did not even plan that, so that's literally perfect. Vigilance. Do not entertain the chaos. Trust your intuition. God is working miracles. Manifestation window. Remain balanced, uplifted, eyes on heaven. 1111, stay the course. And the star, 17th, wishes granted. Okay. So the 17th is important. Now, the title of this episode is Eyes on Heaven, Miracles Incoming. And we are going to start today with the Lord's Prayer, which came through first thing this morning. Well, the first line of it came through, and then I looked it up to make sure that I had it accurately. Our Father, who art in heaven, paints the skies. Heavenly artwork. That's beautiful. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Eyes on heaven. And that comes from Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 through 13. So now, the sun is currently 23 degrees cazimi with Mercury at 23 degrees. Now, we spoke about this yesterday. That means that they are aligned together at the same degree point, so close that Mercury kind of disappears into the sun. The sun really takes in that planet, they unite, amplifying the energy. Mercury is the divine messenger, Archangel Gabriel. The sun being the Christ force. So that would be powerful spiritual communication. And they are sextiling Jupiter. Okay, at 20 degrees of Cancer, 58 minutes. Probably more than that now. Probably at 59 minutes. Like I said, about to move to 21 degrees. And the completion process will begin. We also have a new moon on the 16th. 16 being the tower. So a new moon on the day ruled by Saturn. That is powerful. So with the sun 23 degrees, Cazimi, Mercury, 23 degrees, sextiling Jupiter, 20 degrees, 58 minutes. He's about to move. That means miracles incoming. Very clear communication. Remember, Jupiter is our Santa Claus planet. He brings blessings, and he is currently exalted in Cancer. Cancer rules the 4th house, home and family. Oh, my ears. Once again, Mercury, divine messenger. Very clear communication, crystal clear communication. And that's how you know that it's from God. It's crystal clear, free of confusion. Anything that's coming through that is unclear, deceptive, confusing, incomplete is not from God, not in this energy. And so my advice would be to leave it. What comes from God is free from confusion, deception, chaos, or strings attached. And that came in at 10:10 this morning. It stands in holy power, and it will not ask you to compromise. It will only uplift you. Because again, God's will is fixed for your highest and best. Now, the moon is 22 degrees of Aries. What does this mean? Maintain emotional balance and build from there. 22 is okay. The moon is emotion. 22 is master builder. So, and balance. 222 represents balance. So, maintain emotional balance and build from there. Do not allow anything to pull you off your center. If something is like not working out, release it. Allow it to reform and come back differently. Okay? The moon is conjunct Mars at 26 degrees and Chiron, conjunct meaning aligned, and Chiron at 28, squaring Jupiter at 20 degrees. This means thoughts, emotions, and actions are manifesting at lightning speed. Also, Uranus has moved to 1 degree. Uranus continues to sextile Neptune at 3 degrees and trine Pluto 5 degrees retrograde. This is the dream life finally taking physical form. Yay! This is the manifestation coming in the physical world, which is why it is so important to remain focused, uplifted. And the easiest way to do this is to give it to God. Understand that God is faithful. If God gave you the dream, then He also gave you the capacity to achieve it. The resources will be provided. Period. And it will come in such a fashion that is for your highest and best good. Because, of course, God wants you to succeed. So, He's going to set that up for you. Now, Venus is 24 degrees of Gemini. 24 reduces to 6. She's in Gemini, which is the Lovers in tarot. The Lovers is ruled over by Archangel Gabriel, representing connection, love, flow, partnership, angelic guardian. And Venus in Gemini is making decisions from love, from divinity, decisions that honor you and the other person. And she is sextiling Mars at 26 degrees. 26 reduces to 8, which is strength. So he is at a very strong degree point. And so she, in the sextile, which is a positive influence, she's quite literally positively influencing actions. Now, Lilith, the black moon, is trining Saturn at 10 degrees and the moon at 22 degrees. What does this mean? This is integration. "16 degrees of Sagittarius. This is the tower. This is the shift. Comes right before the star at 17 degrees. Wishes granted. So this is the degree point where we move from what wasn't working to what is working. Changes the landscape, and Lilith is the shadow. She is the dark feminine or the feminine trauma, the memory of what's been done in the dark. Now, with her trine to Saturn and the moon, this is integration of the healing into our structural foundation and our emotional body. Quote, The Word became flesh, referencing John chapter 1. Doing it differently. This is how we do it differently. Now, there is a tension between Mars and Jupiter. And that tension is a sense of controlled actions. Being mindful of our actions. Because right now it could go really well or it could go badly. The potential for each is there. But since we're so close to the manifestation coming in, we are being guided to stay aligned with God. 16:16. Stay on track. Manifestations incoming. God's performing miracles. Just stay focused and balanced. Now, the moon is currently a waning crescent moon, 22 degrees 41 minutes of Aries. This was this morning, so this will be slightly different. Now, it's, I believe, around 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And this moon is bringing a message which goes as follows. The feeling of uncertainty can make you solve problems faster than is natural. Do not rush as if there was a deadline. Try to slow down so that you can decide what you want to do and proceed at your own comfortable pace. Staying balanced. The organs influenced under this moon: head, teeth, tongue, striated muscles, male sex organs, gallbladder, arteries, and blood. These organs are now more sensitive, so provide them with extra care. Also, like I mentioned, the new moon in Taurus happens on the 16th, on Saturday. It is happening at 25 degrees, 57 minutes of Taurus, and it will be exact at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, Saturday is ruled by Saturn, and it is the 16th, which is the Tower. So this is going to lock in the good or like shake up and level the bad, or both simultaneously. Because when I was writing this, I got 444, quote, on the wings of angels. This is gifts being delivered. New moons are beginnings. The start of the new journey. And with every new moon, we have a new start. I mean, with every day, we have a new start. But new moons, especially, begins the new moon cycle. And Taurus is an earth sign. So this is tangible, ruling the second house of resources. Organs influenced under that moon: neck, vocal cords, throat, and the thyroid gland. I myself have noticed that my voice, when I'm recording these videos, sounds a little like I'm losing my voice. So it's strained, but what's happening is it's being recalibrated now, so that when the new moon comes in, whatever upgrade is happening to the throat chakra will be ready. It is an upgrade. So after that, I was given the concept of the Adam's apple and the meaning behind the Adam's apple. Men have it, women do not. The apple in the Garden of Eden got caught in Adam's throat. He did not swallow and digest the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, but Eve did. Meaning that the feminine has greater capacity for wisdom, knowledge, and discernment because she took that in to her being, into her vessel, and digested it, as in it became part of her. Adam's stopped at the neck. Caught in the throat. Eve, or the feminine, understands good and evil because that knowledge is now within her. It is not within man, meaning he can be manipulated and deceived because he is now, the masculine rules the mind. Stops at the throat. This is why the masculine is the antenna, has intellect, but not wisdom, because wisdom is carried in the vessel. It is the culmination of intellect, emotion, and memory. It is more information. Women carry wisdom, or the feminine carries wisdom. It is not within man, meaning he can be manipulated and deceived. Mind is masculine, body is feminine. The feminine is the carrier of the knowledge of good and evil. Man's intelligence stops at the neck. Now, that's not to say that one is better than the other. Again, each has their component that they bring to the partnership. Each is important and needed. but they are different. And that needs to be acknowledged. And at the same time, the importance of the pair, not only hearing one side, but having both. With both, we have proper understanding. We are more powerful in that way with both. Next message. God does not plant good seeds in bad soil. The soil must be purified first. The soil can represent our body and our environment. So, if you desire to have a seed moment, which a new moon is a seed moment, and you desire that seed to grow properly, you must attend to the soil. As in, this is the purification of the body and the purification of the environment. If you are in a toxic environment, you are not going to grow. Not in a positive manner, anyway. If you are living in a toxic body, you are not going to improve mentally, spiritually, or emotionally. So the soil must be purified. That is very important. Next point. Elephants have been coming up often. Elephants never forget. They represent wisdom and function as a matriarchy. They build strong community and care for young collectively. Within the community, there are no males. The males live separately, and they come to mate, and then they leave again. I find that to be interesting. Also, there's no competition amongst the females. Just love and respect. Authority is based upon age. So the elder elephant is the leader because she carries the most wisdom. And wisdom is valuable and is not questioned. She is not questioned by the other females. She's only supported. And Taurus, this is Mother Earth. This is Mother Energy. So, ruled by Venus. Venus being the higher octave of the Earth. Kind of like an older sister. She is a more exalted form of the earth. And that is what I have written for today's message. There was one other component that came through. Where did I write that? The faith wound. The faith wound is something that I am noticing very present. And that is basically the inability to give full faith to God, full belief in God, which requires surrender. Ah, the elephant. Now I get it. The elephant never forgets. So the memory of the trauma stands between an individual and faith. However, faith in God is also freedom. When we are without faith, we feel that we have to do it on our own. And we cannot. We can try. And we may be successful in things, but we are limited. The wound, the faith wound, comes from betrayal. When we trust our safety, our love, our well-being to another, and we are betrayed. The fastest and most complete way, in my experience, to heal this wound is to not put your faith in another person, but to put your faith in God, knowing, intellectually knowing, that God's will is fixed. It does not change. God does not lie. He is always faithful. He can't be anything other than that. So in faith in God, it is absolute to happen. However, in order for that, you must also give up. My ear. There's a sound in my ear. You must give up your timing. Surrender the outcome to God, knowing that His timing is perfect. Perfect in that it will come in when it is for your highest and best, when you are prepared to utilize it, whatever it is. So that means that you are not going to achieve or receive something before you're ready for it. because that would be damaging. Impatience, like this moon was talking about, acting out of impatience can cause you stress and damage. When you heal the faith wound, in other words, your relationship with God, you close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And you release the burden of trying to do it on your own. Because God works in miraculous ways. He has limitless power. And He is unconditional love, which means that so are you, because you are made of God. You do not have to strive to achieve love from God. It exists within you already. Therefore, when you put faith in God, you also put faith in yourself. You cannot have faith in God and not have faith in yourself. You cannot have love for God and not have love for yourself. The two are one and the same. It is divine partnership, mutually beneficial. Unfortunately, in dogmatic religion, what is taught is not unconditional love, it is conditional. It places the route to God in the hands of the priest or leader of the church. You must go through the church in order to get to God. Again, reinforcing that God is outside of you. You must achieve God's love. No, God is within you. There is no middleman. The original, or the current, I should say, the current position of a priest is teacher. A teacher to give you information to strengthen your relationship with God within you, to give you the history properly, I might add, the correct origin. We are of God. That is our origin. Our physical bodies are of the earth. The human template is perfected. What exists in the natural world is what exists in God's kingdom. Everything is purposeful in God's kingdom. Ultimately, everything is for our benefit in some way. Because once again, God's will is fixed. It is only when we try to control things ourselves that we open ourselves up to the lower forces. Because the lower forces are the forces that are going to tell you that you're in control, which is a lie. Satan is the father of lies. Satan can promise you an easy path to that which you desire. You don't have to work for it. You can make a deal. And the exchange for that deal is God within you. Satan desires to be God, not because Satan wants to provide and love, but because Satan desires power to consume. So if you side with him, you are agreeing to be consumed. It's like giving a child a sports car because they want one. It's a terrible idea. They are not ready for that. They will harm themselves. Guaranteed. Satan will give you the car long before you're ready to drive it. God will give you the car when you know how to drive, number one, when you know how to care for the car, number two, and when you actually understand the gift of the car, meaning that you value and honor it. You know how to utilize it in a way that is for your highest and best development. That is when you get the car. Wow, 44 minutes. Your angels are with you. You are always guided and protected. If there is a delay, it is your preparation for your provision only. So, stay focused. Protect your energy. Stay vigilant. Do not underestimate the chaos energy. It is very sneaky. It is very sly. And if you are doubting yourself, then you are doubting God, which, for the record, is easy to do. Faith requires strength. But what I was going to say is do not entertain the chaos. Eyes on heaven. Miracles made daily in God's kingdom. Trust your intuition. And stay the course. We are so very close. I hope you can feel it, because I can. I can. With that, I'm going to leave it there. Sending everyone, as always, all of my love. And I will talk to you soon.